Hi guys, it's Ashley or Ashy Cutie. Today's video for the very last day of the year is going to be a sketchbook project update, as well as an update on what's been going on with me for the past year and why I haven't been able to make or post videos. It's really complicated, so hopefully everything I end up saying makes sense. So starting off with the sketchbook project, at the end of the year last year, I was just feeling really uninspired with the project. I think it mainly had to do with the monthly challenge design challenge or whatever I was doing. Just every time I would pick up my sketchbook, I just wouldn't be able to, work on it, and that was really frustrating. Like I said, I think it had mostly to do with the monthly design challenge. I would have to focus on that, and really it was just one tiny part of the project, and it kind of forced me into a corner, and I couldn't work on anything else. I'm really bad with timed challenges. I've tried Inktober and Mermaid and the like before, but I always flame out. This was, of course, a much longer quote-unquote challenge, but I did end up finishing the month character designs the end of last year, but we'll get into that later in the video. Now that I'm back to video making, I'm going to be taking more time with entries to this series. Probably, chronicling a few pages at a time when I can. I do want to post at least one video a month, but it just might not be a sketchbook project video. I feel like they get a little bit monotonous be posting back to back. There are just other types of videos I want to do, so one of those is specifically doll videos. I also have a backlog of unfinished videos that I want to post. None of them are sketchbook project videos. They're mostly other kinds of projects, but I filmed them and then I never finished them, so they're just sitting around. Now on to the update about my life stuff and why I haven't been making videos specifically. To make a long story short, basically I had a significant turn in my health this year. It's still kind of a mystery, so I really don't have a conclusion to it besides the fact that I have gotten somewhat better. So I think it started at the end of last year or the beginning of this one. I'm not sure. I don't like thinking back to it. I think that's when it started, but I don't know. I was just having exhaustion or lack of energy, but that could have just been general depression at the time. But in February, I had COVID-19, and that really escalated what was going on with me at the time. I won't go into super detail because it's gross, but I was just having a lot of issues with stomach stuff, like eating or even keeping stuff down. So basically I got really malnourished. I was hospitalized 3 times this year, and from May to October I could barely take care of myself. I was so weak that I needed a wheelchair most of the time if I was not in the house. At some points I could barely make it up and down my stairs to go to the bathroom, and I needed total assistance from my parents, who I luckily live with, and to help me. So that was really scary the whole time, but since my most recent hospitalization in September, I've gotten a lot better. I still have a lot of appointments most of the time. Sometimes it's every day for 2 weeks I'll have an appointment every day, and a lot of those appointments are not near me. They're about an hour or so out of town. So I don't have all of the free time in the world, but when I do have the free time and I feel well enough, because there are days where I don't feel very good still, I try to work on videos, or if I don't have like house stuff to do. I really do want to continue making videos. Even when I was really sick, all I wanted to do was be able to work on videos. Even at the end of last year, when I was really struggling with doing so, before I knew I was sick, I thought about quitting because I was just having such a hard time with working on videos. But I really like doing it, so I didn't want to, even though I thought about it. I was genuinely upset a couple months ago when I realized that I'd passed a year since I'd posted a like real video. But I'm doing a lot better now, so I can work on videos when I'm not super busy and I feel well. My numerous appointments and the holiday season has kind of made that a little bit more difficult, but hopefully that should calm down soon. So another thing is I am no longer on any antidepressants. I was on 2 at the beginning of the year, and I thought the newer one was what was making me sick, like throwing up sick. So I went off that a little bit before my first hospitalization, and then in my last hospitalization they took me off the other one that I had been on for longer because they thought that was what was making me so weak. So when it comes to be like the middle of winter, I might be a little bit less productive because of depression, but so far I have been like really productive when I can be. So I have been more productive off of them than I ever was while I was on the antidepressants, and I probably won't be going back on any medicine anytime soon because all of the doctors I've seen are worried that it's gonna make me sick again. Anyway, enough about the shit show that has been the past year for me. Oh, to add a positive note about this past year, I did get my driver's license at the beginning of the year, which has been a goal of mine for a while. So that was great. Anyway, on to the art. So this line art I drew in like April. I fully intended to come back to posting videos around that time, but I was first hospitalized on like May 1st, so that's why that didn't happen. I think it was expressing my frustrations I was having with the sketchbook project at the time. I honestly don't remember a lot of the details I had in my brain about any of the art in this video, or a lot of them, but I still think it works overall with the like returning to the project, so here it is. The process basically the same as the piccolo art I did in my last video. Line art was drawn on my iPad in Procreate. I printed it on cardstock. I colored it in with my Ohuhu Markers, and then I used a little bit of colored pencil and Posca on it too. I'm gonna be honest, I struggled with coloring this. It was really a trust the process moment. This was my second attempt at coloring it, so thank God I inked it digitally and I could just reprint it. I really struggled with the cloud part. I wanted it to be way more pastel than it ended up being, but my markers were just not like pastel as I needed them to be. Oh, also, I don't think I filmed it, but at one point I colored the drips in with as like rainbow with the markers, and then later I went back and I used my Posca pens to color those in, so they match the cover design of my sketchbook project. So the rest of the art from this video is from the end of 2022. I'd intended it to be a New Year's video coming into this year. Starting off with finishing the month designs. I actually recorded some of my sketching for this part of the video, which I don't usually do. So real quick for the themes of the months. A reminder, I based their colors off of the birthstone of that month. August, the theme is fireflies, and because the birthstone is Peridot, she's like a glowy firefly alien. September, I think the theme was apple picking. I don't remember. The birthstone is sapphire, and so it's like a sparkly apple sheep. I don't know. I think I was going to make like November a deer or something, so I didn't want to do September as a deer, but I should have, so she's a sheep. October is obviously like Halloween, but I didn't want to do like explicitly Halloween. She's a candy witch, and the birthstone is tourmaline, which is why she's pink. November is a harvest mouse. She's got like a harvest goddess vibe. And the birthstone is citrine. December is like an ice queen. The birthstone is tanzanite. So I'd fully intended for these pages to have been released for New Year's going into 2023, but things came up. I didn't get it posted on like New Year's or whatever like I'd intended, and that discouraged me from finishing and posting it, so it sat around, and then I got sick. So this second New Year's art from last year is I basically wanted to do a new design for January, which is the gal in the middle. This is because I did a tiger for the January in the month, but the tiger is a Chinese zodiac. It's my Chinese zodiac, so I wanted to like metaphorically move her over to that set, and then there'd be I made a new January. And then the third gal all the way on the left is a bunny for the year of the rabbit, because 2023 was the year of the rabbit. I like Bunny in concept. I like her design, but I think I struggled with her coloring at the time. I don't like it now either. I think someday I'd like to come back to the months and zodiacs and like kind of like tweak all of their designs and, you know, clean them all up. I'd also like to do the astrological zodiacs and then finish off the roster of the Chinese zodiacs. I honestly don't have a lot to say about these pages anymore. It's been a year since I'd intended to post them. I don't remember what I had to say about them, but I will at least be getting them off my plate by the end of 2023, the very last day of 2023, so it can stop burning a hole in my editing timeline and I can move on to other projects. So happy 2024, everyone. I'm very glad to be back, hopefully for good this time, I guess. I do have plenty more coming in the next year, hopefully, and I hope everyone watching will watch those now in the future. I hope you guys will join me for that. Sorry, this is kind of a downer video. This is just how the cookie crumbled, I guess. There's just a lot going on about this video, I guess, and like in my life. So, hopefully my next one will be much more chipper. It will be. I think I know what it is. Also, if you would please subscribe. One of my 2024 goals is to get too close as to 1K subs as I can. Obviously, you never know what's gonna happen with like the algorithm and stuff, so like getting to 1K subscribers is always a gamble, I guess, saying that. So I want to get as close to it as I can. So please subscribe and help me with that. I hope you guys have a happy new year, and I'll see you in the next one.